Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to start with this good news from us, at least in the light of what is perceived as a loss to majority of members of this channel who perhaps were supporting Azimio la Umoja. Sarah Atieno Medical Fundraiser. And as the time I closed the fundraiser yesterday night, I had collected the 217,580, and so we surpassed the target by 2,000 shillings in total. If you add with the 679 that had remained, that we had paid earlier, we've got, that is 829 plus 17, 898,000 so far that we collected. There is also another 70,000 that Sarah is having in his number, in his cash, that is going to help in part of it. And guys, I know things have been so tough, but as Team Bold, we have something to embrace ourselves and just clap for yourself wherever you are, that in the 1 month we have actually managed to achieve the target. I want to say special shout out to Job, who gave us the idea of 50 shillings challenge. We have achieved this, and I believe tomorrow I'll be in Kenyatta Hospital from morning, and from 2 we are going to discharge Sarah. I want to urge those of us that are in Nairobi, that you can reach out to me. Those of us who still have my number, you can reach out to me so that you can join us. Her residence is in Kayole, so tutamtoa huko from the hospital. We shall go direct to Kayole, get some private means, go to Kayole. Then we've planned some small celebration there, just to thank the Lord for that achievement. And we'll also have an interview there with her, so that she can also thank us and tell us more about the progress of about her progress. Thank you guys, thank you, asanteni sana. I want to say special shout out to Maina. Yesterday, when I was asking, I think when we needed, I think we needed 46,000. One person sent 37,000. Asanteni sana. That has been good. Now, back to politics. Yesterday, the Supreme Court upheld the win by William Samoei Ruto. That ruling came out when, by then I was traveling from home to Nairobi. So by the time CJ Kome was giving the ruling, I was in Nakuru. And of course, I witnessed a bit of some celebrations by a handful of people in the middle of the road celebrating. But as we were driving through to Nairobi, you could actually point out by roadside as some few handful of people are in the middle of the road donning the yellow t-shirts. By the roadside, if you see the faces of people, it was actually totally different, opposite of the celebration. So we came through Nakuru, all through to Gilgil. I think after Gilgil, or between Gilgil, there is or past Gilgil, there is a market, I'm told, is in Nyandarua County. I don't remember the name. We also went there, and Kenyans were just going on. And also in Naivasha, there was a bit of some small celebration in Maimahiu. But what were Chache too, the rest of the people are going on with their businesses. And of course, one thing I have to say is that everyone has the right to react the way they react. It's fine with that. There is something I wanted to make in this video, because I think if I speak about it, it will also get off my mind. After that ruling, I really went through cyberbullying. And it was so unfortunate that in the last days of this analysis, last 1 month I've been running a fundraiser, so my number was all over. People reached out, and to some extent, some were sending mockery messages because they could access my number because I was using it for fundraiser. And yeah, that is it, and it's fine. I am fine with it. But what I can say is sometimes we should also just have restraint. The fact that my number was in public, I don't think that was the intended purpose. And for those who reach out, thank you that we still stay as a brother. I decided to take this shirt, the brand Kenya, because at the end of it all, I mentioned that we are all in agreement, even if the ruling can be against all of us. But we are all in agreement that we have a nation to build. Thank you for my good friend Langat praying for us and my family. We spoke. Yeah, we were speaking all the way. Even after that, Langat is a police officer based in Nakuru and stays in Bomet, comes from Bomet. And that's the brotherhood that we need, that at the end of the day, the country has to move forward, and together we stand united. Now, in this video, I want us to speak about, I've just taken 5 minutes talking about the Saras and that ruling. Now, I want us to speak about some narratives that I listened, have been dominated the public spaces yesterday after the Supreme Court made that ruling. And these narratives were so interesting to me because it is what people had been talking about. And my good friend Priscilla Njoki was telling me that really, what was my understanding about that verdict? That verdict, people have looked at it and understood it in different contexts. But I want to say something. I picked one of the narratives from Mutahi Ngunyi, and I remember I read his tweet. Some of us have also seen that tweet. I just want to get it for you here. Mutahi Ngunyi, he made a tweet yesterday, and he was saying that perhaps President Uhuru Kenyatta was playing Raila, and all along, his plan was to hand over power to William Ruto. And one of the reasons why Mutahi Ngunyi was saying that is because, according to him, the president handed over his constituency to the UDA without a fight, and he didn't do enough to help Raila Odinga win presidency. So that is a narrative, and I realized that is also the same narrative that Babu Win was talking about, that maybe it was a long game. So the issue of Uhuru's suboptimal lifting of Raila to William Ruto, to presidency. I may not get into the details of it. And as much as this is a general feeling that people feel the president had something to do, but I think I want to appreciate one thing, that Raila Odinga, we in our analysis, we said that Raila Odinga got the institution of presidency of President Uhuru Kenyatta in his presidential bid. And were it not for that endorsement by President Uhuru Kenyatta, maybe Raila Odinga won't have been in the ballot in the first place. But that had to come with a cost, and that cost was the Jubilee baggage. So the cost of the Jubilee baggage is, to my understanding, if you ask me, I can say that it contributed to what people can see as Uhuru's optimal lifting. Mutahi Ngunyi is saying that Uhuru might have deactivated the deep state, but to remember during campaigns, C.S. Matiang'i used to say that how deep is that deep state, and where is that deep state? And you can be kept wondering, is it true that maybe that deep state did not exist? The optimal lifting that is being done, to me, it's understood in different context. That was it the presidency to maybe make sure that Raila rigs, or was it President Uhuru Kenyatta to influence the decision at the court? And I can tell you that Supreme Court is normally a very different court, even though it's a political court. So for me, if you ask me about Uhuru's lifting, I think Uhuru did his lifting. To what extent maybe that did not ascend Raila to presidency may need further scrutiny, and maybe as days evolve, we may have the luxury of knowing more. Now, there are people who have asked Raila, why did Raila not steal? And I was Kisumu in the morning. I even when I was home, people were saying, why didn't Raila steal? Where is it that around there are social media clips in social media trending of young people asking Raila to steal? Then I was like, so should that be the culture of our election? Should the culture of our election be that for you to win the presidency, you must steal? Should it be? And then I want to tie that by asking this: who is this robber that Raila was supposed to pay so that he steals? Because if the opportunity was presented, if the opportunity was there, don't you think that perhaps he would have seized the moment? And the wrongdoing, and I think it's quite unfair, that people see Raila Odinga missing presidency as him being a victim, and a victim of what to many people is just laxity, that maybe he did not want. If he wanted, he would have stolen, and they're just all those stories that are arising from it. But me, look at it this way: perhaps it was Ruto's turn, and the people that are asking Raila to steal, I don't know whether that is what we want to tell the society, rather generations to come, that it's about stealing. To me, if the election was won on the prefix of who stole votes, then the relationship between William Ruto and Wafula Chebukati locked out any other interested auctioneer in that race. I'm borrowing this word from Raphael Tuju, that when he made commissioners, he looked at them, they spoke to him as if they were just auctioneers. So if that is the prefix, if that is the bearing on which someone was to become president, then really, I think the winner, the person who was given because of that. And maybe Raila did not get that luxury. Now, there have also been a protest on the kind of language that the judges used. It is not normal that all those issues that maybe Azimio Moja raised were all trashed. It's not, for me, I don't think it's a true coincidence, because the truth of the matter is that no election can be 100% efficient. No election can be 100% efficient. And you can also interpret this, as much as Mutahi Ngunyi is talking about Uhuru's little deactivating the deep state. But it can also be a continuation of judicial activism, or rather judicial protest against Uhuru Kenyatta. Yes, people have said that that ruling was ruling on Uhuru Kenyatta, not even Raila Odinga as a person. When the Ruto's lawyers went to court, they told the court that Raila was not in court with clean hands, and that Raila was really representing, there were external forces that were then pushing Raila, and that there was an attempted coup in Bomas of Kenya, and that all that was framed as the protest is against President Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta have also had his own fair share of disagreements with the Supreme Court. And in this context, I also want to mention Raila Odinga. Remember, after the 2017 nullification, Raila boycotted the elections. And maybe to judges, they were being blamed that at some point, if election that round was not going to be done, then we would be in a crisis. So the question of the crisis in the Supreme Court, remember, I analyzed that crisis narrative was created that president wants to cling on power. So someone might also have seen that if this election, if that ruling was to be made otherwise, then it would have been seized by the circles of power to bring a continuation, to put a continuation of Uhuru's rule. So these are there. Remember, the judicial fund was just operationalized a month, some few days to the general election. I think less than 2 weeks to the general election. There have been the question about the judges that the president never appointed. And this could have been there. And I want to point out that the question that remains in the minds of Kenyans is, where is justice? And this is my point. We can see that justice perhaps was not served at the apex court. And Raila have fought this for quite some time. I think it's also time for the Kenyans to embrace the little battles you have won. That MP, that governor, that MCA, the battles that you won at your personal level, even battles that you won in your workplaces, the little achievements you have achieved, it take pride in those achievements as you move further, as you forge further, so that this doesn't see to be retarding, should not hold you hostage, that because Raila Odinga is not the president, there is no governor who is not going to receive money because Raila is not the president. All governors are going to receive according to that calculation, the revenue sharing bill. It will be for all governors. Hakuna county yenye itaumia because someone is not in the presidency. And so mainstreaming of development projects can also still be achieved by the devolved units. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my bold analysis. Apologies because I was shooting. There's some dogs that are barking around, and I hope that did not still take our attention. But we are Team Kenya. We are Brand Kenya. At the end of the day, we have a nation to build. I need to mention that, of course, because the electioneering period, because of the dynamics, we're also going to review our content and take another strategic place so that we still use this platform as a value addition to the political discourse and the governance and policies that are going on by the government of the day.